when the NIRF has come into existence, what are the different areas of operations of NIRF, what are the different parameters covered, and what is the importance of ranking. Right? So let me just start with the history of NIRF. The National Institutional Ranking Framework, that is the full form of NIRF. Everybody will be saying NIRF, but sometimes we may not be able to actually say the National Institutional Ranking Framework. It's a methodology adopted by the MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India, to rank the higher education, the institution of higher education in India. This framework was approved by the MHRD and it is launched by the Minister of Human Resource Development on 29 September 2015. And this ranking is based on the framework which was published for the first time in 2016. And as you see, there are separate rankings for different types of institutions. The rankings are there for universities and colleges. The NIRF ranking is there for engineering institutions, management institutions, pharmacy institutions, architecture institution. It goes, there's a long list. So the framework uses several parameters for ranking. So while bringing into the notice, the committee, they have given emphasis on parameters that have global appeal, like research output, research impact, learning environment. And they have considered parameters like infrastructure, facilities for differently abled persons, percentage of students from other states and other countries, percentage of women students and faculty, and percentage of economically and disadvantaged students. So, and the expert committee, they had given weightage to the sports and extracurricular facilities available in the campuses of universities and colleges. I think which I believe emphasizes on overall development of a student in a university or a college. So the parameters, the framework parameters are the purpose for learning resources, research and practices, graduation outcomes, perception, outreach, and inclusivity. So out of these five, I'll be taking the first three, the learning resources, research and practices, and graduation outcomes. So these parameters actually have been grouped into 5 clusters, and these clusters were assigned certain weightages. And the weightages are, it depends on the type of institution. So the ranking score, it is given to the universities, it's a relative score, not absolute score. And the score, it reflects the yearly performance of the institutions. And considering the fact that the universities in India are essentially set up for postgraduate education and research, it was decided to assign around higher percentage of 40% weightage to research, productivity, impact, and IPR. 30% of weightage to teaching, learning, and resources. 5% of weightage to the graduation outcomes. Next 5 for outreach and inclusivity, and finally perception 10%. So as I said, the parameters are organized into. So the committee, I will just give a brief about the committee. So the MHRD organized a one-day workshop on 21st August 24 to discuss, and finally they have come up with the idea. So the meeting resolved to constitute a committee for evolving this particular framework. And all these decisions, a core committee consisting of 16 members, it was constituted on 29th October 2014 with the higher education MHRD secretary and additional secretary, and some of the other institutions like IIT Kharagpur, Madras, and Delhi University, Central University of Gujarat, JNU, the directors of IIM, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, directors of school and planning, Delhi, NIT Warangal. These were all people also were the members of this particular committee. And the recommendations of the committee was it goes like this. Ranking of engineering institutions should be based on the parameters. And the parameters have been organized into, as I have told before, 5 broad heads of groups. And each group has been divided into subgroups. And the subgroups or subhead scores are then added to obtain the scores for each individual head. So the overall score, it can make a maximum of 100. So now we will directly start with the parameters and metrics for colleges. So these are the, as I have told before, the weightage and the total marks. Teaching, learning, resources, and if it is evaluated under 100, the weightage is 40%, 40.4 it is taken. And research and productivity, it is impact and IPR, and that is for 100, it will be evaluated and 20% of it will be taken. Then the graduation outcome, that is again, it is evaluated for 100 and 15% will be taken. Rest of the other 15% for outreach and inclusivity, and perception is for 10%. Let us start with the each and every parameters and the subheads. First one, it is teaching, learning and resources. So here, this is out of 100 marks. These are divided into subgroups, 4 different subgroups. First one is the teacher-student ratio, TSR, which gives emphasis on permanent faculty, which is for 30 marks. And combined metric for faculty with PhD and experience, that is another for 30 marks. And metric for library and laboratory facilities for 30 marks. Metric for sports and extracurricular activities or curricular facilities, that's for 10 marks. So let us see. So total of TLR, that is teaching, learning and resources, TLR, it is of FSR, faculty student ratio, plus FQE, that is faculty qualification and library and laboratory, plus finally sports and extracurricular activities. So this is the formula, FSR plus FQE plus LL plus SCC. So first one, faculty student ratio with emphasis on permanent faculty. This is for 30 marks. So FSR, it is equal to, the equation goes like this, 30 into 20 into F divided by N, where N is the total number of sanctioned students in the institution, not the actual intake, the sanctioned students in the institution, considering all the UG and PG programs, including if the institution is having PhD program, that number is also counted. And F is the faculty strength, right? F is equal to F1 plus 0.3 F2, where F1 is the full-time regular faculty of all the UG and PG programs in the previous year. And F2 is the visiting faculty. F2 means the eminent teachers or faculty with the PhD visiting the institution for minimum of a semester. And that faculty should be full-time basis. If they are on, that will be counted as a 0.5 for each visiting faculty per semester. So the equation is F is equal to F1 plus 0.3 into total number of F2, how many eminent teachers with the PhD are present. So our expected ratio is for one student there should be 20, 1:20 to score the maximum marks. But suppose if it is above that, if your score is for one student, for one faculty, for 20 students, one faculty, like that. So if it is for 50 students, one faculty, if that is the ratio, then this marks will be completely, it will be set to 0. Okay, so that is the, to get the maximum mark, what you should be having is your faculty student ratio is for the 20 students, there should be minimum one faculty. And this is how they will be doing the data collection. So data collection is from the institution, concerned institution, in the one prescribed format is given. So in view of the absence of reliable and comprehensive database, which could supply all the relevant information required for computing the scores of ranking, it is the university, the decision, or the university and colleges, they are supposed to be, whoever is participating in the ranking, they should provide the data in the prescribed format. So that is for that purpose they have it. It has been given an online facility is being given by the NIRF, and the data verification is done by the ranking agency. So that is on a random sample basis. So the ranking authority or agency or board, they are empowered to take up any random check on records of the institution, and it can be audited, and audited accounts to ensure the principles of whatever ethical behavior you are supposed to adhere to. So here, to provide transparency, this NIRF, whatever you are making it available for the NIRF ranking purpose, whatever information you have provided to the agency or the NIRF ranking framework, it should be available in the institution's website also. And the data should remain there in maybe in the archived form for the next 3 years, because the framework, the NIRF ranking, if they want to check your information which you have given to the NIRF agency in the previous year and the current year, whether it is matching or not, the faculty information, the research information, whichever is given. So next year, if you are saying wrong information, if it is given, so whether it is matching or not, that will be checked for the 3 years. So this 3 years data should be present in the websites. So institutions, whichever institutions, they fail to do this, uh, that means if they're failing to do, they're actually not following the ethical principles. That is what. So such institutions will be debarred, automatically debarred from the participation in the future. And so that later we will see one by one. We'll see now. And the second one, under teaching, learning, and resources, the second one, B, that is a combined metric for faculty with PhD and experience. That is the FQE, the faculty qualification. So equal weightage of 15 marks each is assigned for both qualification and experience. So 15 marks for qualification and another 15 marks for experience. So the assessment metric, it goes like that. It is FQ is equal to 15 into F divided by 95, where F is the percentage of the faculty with the PhD averaged over the previous 3 years. Okay, so we are expecting F less than or equal to 95 percentage. That means FQ is equal to 15 for F whenever F is greater than 95 percentage. And the experience is also the formula for calculating the experience is, it is given sigma of EI. So here EI denotes the experience of ith faculty number. So EI may also be calculated from the age profile of the faculty members. So suppose your age is age minus 30. So if the age is 45 years, then the experience will be counted as 15 years for AI greater than or equal to 45 years. And the assessment matrix for experience is equal to, which is FE is equal to 15 into E is already we have calculated over here. So E divided by 15. So 15 into E divided by 15. So that is E less than or equal to 15 years, then the FE is equal to 15 for whenever you have E is equal to greater than 15 years. So E is the average years of experience of all the faculty members as calculated. And this again, the data collection is, universities are supposed to submit the information in a tabular format, that is indicating the faculty's name, age, qualification, and even the faculties are supposed to indicate the university attended for the qualifying degree. So that means if PhD is the highest qualification, then that university name is also should be mentioned, and the academic experience. And here we will be taking the academic experience as well as the industry experience also. And updated data for the last 3 years, it should be available on a publicly available website. That means in the institution's website, this particular data of the faculty also should be available. And whenever the random check is initiated, it should be archived and kept, and whenever it is called for, it should be able to verify. And obviously, as I have told before, the data verification, it is on a random sampling basis. And the combined metric for faculty qualification and experience is FQE is equal to FQ plus FE. So previous slide we have seen FQ also we have seen, as well as FE also we have seen. So adding FQ plus FE will give you the total FQE, which is out of 30 marks. And next, the metric for the third one, that is the metric 4, which is under again TLR, metric for library and laboratory facilities. Library is LI and laboratory LB. So equal here also, like we have mentioned, calculated the experience and qualification here also. For library facility, it is 15 marks, and laboratory facilities, it's another 15 marks. So library, we are using the term, the letters LI. LI is equal to 15 into percentile parameter on the basis of annual expenditure on library resources per student. Okay, so what is the total annual expenditure per student? So you are, suppose you are purchasing 1,000 books in a year, which carries 1 lakh amount. Divided by, suppose you have around 3,000 students in your college. So 1,000 divided by 3,000. So how much? So per student, how much is the expenditure, right? So that will be calculated. And here expenditure of LI is equal to that is physical resources, XLIPS. XLIP is actual annual expenditure on physical resources. Physical resources are again books and journals, right? And such other things. So this XLI, it is equal to XLIPS plus XLIES. That is actual annual expenditure on electronic resources. So both together, you will be getting the annual expenditure in the library. Okay. So how do you calculate the XLIP? XLIP is equal to XLIP divided by N, right? And XLIS is equal to 2 into XLI divided by N. This N is the number of students, right? So using these formulas, you can calculate the XLIP and XLIs. Total, you will be getting the XLI, and the percentile parameter of XLI into 15 is the total LI. Okay, which will give you the maximum of this, will give you the 15 marks. And metric for library and again the laboratories. Laboratories also, again you are going to calculate LB is equal to 15 into percentile parameter on the basis of annual expenditure on creation and maintenance of laboratory resources. So if this expenditure is below a threshold value, which is to be determined separately for each category of the institutions. And here comes the doubts. What about arts, commerce and law colleges? So in those cases, if the laboratory is not present, that EXLB will become 0, right? But you can score there with the library resources, combined metric for library and lab resources, right? So that LL is equal to LI plus LB. So that is what you are going to get over here. Next, the sports facilities and extracurricular activities. That is the fourth subcategory of your TLR. So here also equal weights will be given for sports, sports budget and top performances, and finally the extracurricular activities. So extracurricular activities, it can include the clubs, forums, and other than NCC, NSS also can be included. Other than that, you can have the sports facilities area per student, annual expenditure per student on sports and extracurricular activities, and number of top positions achieved by the students in intercollege sports and extracurricular events. So here, each of these parameters will be evaluated on a percentile basis to obtain the parameters of P of A and P of B, P of C, like that. And each has got the P of A is having the 0.5, and P of B is 0.25 and P of C is 0.25. So total you will be getting a total, the cumulative is the of this P of you will be getting it as 1. So P of, suppose the P of C is equal to 1. If the college has at least, this is, C itself can be made 1 if the college is having 3 winners, not just participation, if 3 winners are there in a state or national level event. So in that case, the total assessment metric, sports and for sports and extracurricular activities will be calculated, that SCEC will be calculated as 10 into P of A divided by 2, P of B divided by 4, and P of C divided by 4. Because that is the 0.5. 0.5 means 1 by 2, 0.5, right? And P of B is 1 by 4. 0.25 is for, so that is the calculation, how you are going to calculate. So some cases, if other two are not there, suppose only your P of C is there for extracurricular activities are there, but it is having more number and winners are there, first prize, second prize winners are there, still you will be able to get more good marks in that. And again here the data collection is, it is like the institutions are supposed to be providing the data, and data verification is by the ranking agency on a random sample basis. So that is about our first one, TLR, completely all the 4. That is teacher-student ratio, combined metric for faculty with PhD and experience, metric for the library and laboratory facilities, and finally the metric for sports and extracurricular facilities. So now comes the second one, the research productivity impact and IPR. So here is one of the place actually um, most of us are lacking, and the research productivity impact and IPR. And most of the places, there are some institution which provides which always provide a lot of information as well as IPR more are there. Some institutions will be having zero IPR, some of the places will be having the publication less. So these are the criteria. Most of the for many years what we have seen is, uh, this is one criteria, and the institutions are at a loss. Okay, so the first one, let us see the first one under RPII is, that is research productivity impact and IPR. Okay, I is, the first one is combined metric for publications. So the publications which are indexed in the Scopus Index, Web of Science, the Google Scholar, and the Indian Citation Index. So these are the ones will be considered. So for some of the parameters, the data could be populated from internationally available citation databases. It is possible directly we can calculate. So, and this is indicated in the assessment matrix. And the ranking agency should directly access the data from these resources if it is necessary. So that is what the college should submit, the list of publications published by their faculty as supporting information, and these primary sources of this papers or chapters, the articles should be available. From where exactly it is available, whether it is in the Scopus or in the database of Web of Science, such things, such data also should be given to the ranking authority agency. And the books or monographs also it should have. With the local book which is not having the ISBN is not considered. A book which is having an ISBN number and published by reputed publishers, that is another clause they have mentioned over here. So that only will be considered. So assessment metric, it goes like this. For publications, it is PU is equal to 45 into percentile parameter that will be expressed as a fraction on the basis of P divided by F. Okay, so F is the faculty. Okay, now P is the number of publications. So weighted average of numbers given by Scopus and Web of Science, Google Scholar, and Indian Citation Index over the previous 3 years. So first one, that is PW. PW is the number of publications reported in Web of Science. So that proof also should be available. So whenever the faculty is uploading their what do you call the publication which is listed under Web of Science, in their profile, like staff profile, faculty profile. So most of the times, then most of the institutions now are preparing themselves. The database is prepared, the storage of their data in the public website. I mean their own website, which is available to public. That is as per your NAC criteria, NAC or NBA and NIRF. So all these three things usually we will be considering while keeping the data in the repositories. So first one is the number of publications reported in Web of Science, PW, and the number of publications reported in Scopus is PS, and the PG is the number of publications reported in Google Scholar, and PI is the number of publications in Indian Citation Index. Okay, so and F is the number of regular faculty members. As we are, as I have mentioned, the very first one, that is the first TLR I have mentioned, the total number of regular faculty members. So that is F. So together we will be getting the value P. P is 0.3 into PW, Web of Science, plus 0.5 into Scopus, 0.1 into Google Scholar, plus 0.1 into Indian Citation Index. So all added together, you will be getting the value P. And P divided by the total, this P divided by the regular number of faculty members, F. Okay, so that into that you will be getting as a fraction. Okay, so that into 45, that is the PU which you are supposed to get. So that is the assessment metric value. I think that is clear for everyone. Next one is the second criteria in subhead in criteria 2. So that is combined metric for citations. Previously what I mentioned was it is the publications. Now here it is for the citations. So this assessment is to be based on the ratio of number of citations like each and every faculty got the citation in the previous 3 years to the number of papers published during this particular time. This is the weighted average of numbers from the 4 popular citation databases will be used again. So institution will be asked to provide the information again. It's in a tabular form giving relevant details. So the primary sources will be the 4 citation databases. As I have told before, one database is Scopus, another one is Web of Science and Google Scholar and Indian Citation Index. So here all these databases you can see the Scholar Index, right? I think all of you must be familiar with the Scopus indexing and Web of Science indexing, and they each for each and every of your papers from this year onwards, how many citations you have got, how many of your paper is referenced by other persons, and how many H index, how many I-10 index you have got for your particular paper, that will be given, right? So that value will be taken by this. Okay, and here again the assessment metric for the citation is as I had told before, again here also calculation is there. So CI is equal to 50 into percentile parameter, which is expressed again as a fraction on the basis of CC divided by P for category A into percentile parameter on the basis of P. CC is the total citation count, that is over 3 years, and P is the total number of publications your faculty has done. Okay, so P is already calculated in the previous one. In the 2A, we have already calculated. Now we are going to calculate the CC. So CC will be calculated as 0.3 into CCW, the citations in Web of Science. Okay, that is CCW, plus 0.5 into CCS, that is the citations reported in Scopus, then plus 0.1 into the citations in Google Scholar, plus 0.1 into Indian Citation Index. So suppose your paper is having some 10 citations in the Web of Science papers. So you will be getting 0.3 into 10. That will be 3, right? And suppose your the Scopus also another 10 you are getting. So 0.5 into 10. That means it will become 5. 3 plus 5 already got. 5 plus 3 now 8 you got. Now suppose in Google Scholar you have got more. Right. So is 0.1 into some 20. Consider it as 20. So here it will be, you will be getting 2. So already 5 plus 3 plus 2, 8 you got. Then another any other Indian citation index. Suppose research gate you have got another 20, suppose. So point 1 into 2, 20, another 2. So now you have your CC is computed as totally 12, right? So like that you need to calculate the CC. Now this CC is there. Along with that, already calculated P, previous one, right? Here your P is there. So this you are going to uh, take into consideration. So CC, which was 12 divided by the P, that will be expressed as a fraction. This fraction into 50. So that you will be getting the value as CI. Okay. So here also you are going to, you will have to improve, maximize the metric value. Okay. Then that was for how many marks I have told. This is for combined metric for citation is 45 marks, and the combined this is combined metric for citation is publication is 45 marks. For 45 plus 45 it is 90. Now 10 marks is remaining under this criteria, right? So that 10 marks is for IPRs, intellectual property rights. So IPR and patents. So patents again you have, there are different uh, criteria again, whether the patents are granted or just filed or licensed. So the marks are different. If the patent is filed and published and granted, one patent will be getting 4 marks. If it is just filed, then 2 marks. And if it is licensed, it is almost like granted, that is 4 marks. So this IPR will be, it will broadly include information based on designs and patents for the past 3 years. And again, the assessment metric, the formula is IPR is equal to PF plus PG plus PL. Okay, that is patent filed, patent granted, patent licensed. So assessment of IPR on patents filed will be PF. PF, what is PF? PF is equal to 2 into percentile parameter on the basis of PF divided by F. So PF is, suppose your faculty total number of patents filed. Suppose you have how many faculties? 200 faculties in the college. Okay, and this F already we have calculated in the first criteria. That same F we will be using over here, and there are only 20 patents filed. So 20 divided by 200. So that it will be in the in as a fraction. So this fraction into 2, that is your PF. Okay, and PG is equal to 4 into personal parameter. Again, patent granted, suppose again patent granted are 20 and your 200 is your faculty strength. So 20 by 200, that is again you are getting it as a fraction. So that into 4, that is your PG. PL also same way, but the equation here it is changed. 2 into IP plus 2 into percentile parameter of the basis of EP divided by F. That is the number of patents, copyrights, and designs filed. So we have got all the equations. IP, if EP is the total earning from the patents, PL is the number of patents, copyrights, designs, license, PG is the number of patents, copyrights, designs, and granted registered. F is the number of permanent faculty numbers. So you can just keep this equations and you can yourself can calculate and you can find out how much marks you are going to get. So I of P, if it is equal to 1, or if at least one patent was licensed in the previous 3 years, at least one technology transfer during this period, then IP is equal to 1. Otherwise, it is 0. So minimum, if it is there, you can say 1 point you will be getting. Otherwise, you will be getting it as a 0 value. So this is again for the purpose of data collection. It should be made available by the concerned institution. It should be available online, and the data verification, as I have told in the previous criteria, also the random sample collection will be done by the ranking agency. And coming to the third one, that is the graduation outcome. So graduation outcome, it is again 400 marks. Ranking weight is 0.15. Overall assessment metric is the graduation outcome is equal to UE plus PE, university examination plus, okay, you will see. So the combined performance in university examination, which carries a 50 marks. So assessment in respect of university examinations will be based on the percentage of the students who clear and they comply with the degree requirements in the minimum graduation time. So this data will be obtained from the universities or from the concerned colleges. So UE means university examinations, and this will be for 50 marks for public examinations, and UE is equal to 50 into n divided by 8. N is the total, the percentage of the students. And this will be, again, you will be getting it as a fraction of those who are admitted to the for that particular one batch. And this is averaged over the previous 3 years, who are all graduating in the minimum time. And the benchmark for this is minimum at least 80 percentage of the students of that particular batch should graduate in minimum time. Then only we will be able to score the maximum marks. Okay. So the UE data, the university examination data from the from the institutions has to be verified, or it will be verified again on a random sampling basis. But preferably it is, it should be made available directly from the university examination sections if it is possible. So that means the ranking agency do not want you to provide any data which is not, I mean, made by you, because if it is possible, if it is the college is under the affiliated university, whatever data which is available from the university itself, we will be, the agency will be collecting. Okay. And comes to the public examination, the combined performance in the public examination, that carries another 50 marks. So this public examination means you have, so the data can be made available through something, you will call it as the national effort, right? The for example, the data about success in public examinations can be easily compiled. So from there are some concerned bodies like UPSC, state PSC board, SSC, then GATE, and any other government examinations, NET, CAT, GMAT, CMAT, such public examinations. Okay, so from an institution, out of the cumulative number of successful students in that year, so conducting such examinations prepare an institution-wise list, providing details of the total number of aspirants and successful candidates from each institution. So many people will be asking the question, in our campus, lot of students preparing for service exams. Do we have details of the candidates and what support the university extend to them? So this is actually the each and every university, I mean, or each and every institution, they are supposed to give support for the students. Suppose the students are preparing for the Indian Administrative Services. That's a government exam, right? So such exams, you are supposed to give support as well as discount. Also, you can show it over here. And an effort should be made to connect with the examination conducting agencies to prepare the institute-wise data. And PE is equal to, which is public examinations, which will carry 50 marks. And for public examinations, we will be forced to calculating the percentile parameter P as it is given in this particular order. So here, this is exact, which I have taken from the NIRF site itself. That is why I am giving you the formula over here. Let Fi be the fraction of successful students from a given institution for examination. For suppose you are writing the IAS examination, your students are writing. Okay, so that is the fraction of successful students from the given institution. If Fi is equal to 0, in which condition Fi will be equal to 0? If there are no successful candidates, or there are no candidates appearing for such examination, then in that case the Fi is 0. And you need to even calculate the toughness parameter of the examination. TI, that is, we will be calling it as the TI, toughness parameter of the examination of that particular. Okay, so here then P is equal to fractional percentile of 1 minus TI into FI, summation of this, where your number of successful candidates in examination I and TI is the number of candidates appearing in the examination. Okay, so now you will be able to calculate the cumulative data, and this particular data is weighted across different examinations according to their toughness index. So TI is the toughness index, so which is measured by the ratio of successful candidates to the total number of candidates appeared. Okay, so TI we will be getting how. Suppose out of 10 candidates appeared for the examinations for Indian Administrative Services examinations, and there is only one student who has successfully completed, I mean, successfully come out of this. So that means 1 by 10 is your TI. Okay. Then PE is equal to 50 into cumulative percentile of students from the institution in the cumulative data of public examination. Okay, and the data collection is it can be done from the public service commissions and examining bodies, as well as from your own site if you are publicly making the data available in your own website. So these are all about the different criterias which is allotted to me to explain, and the marking, the equations. I think I have given all the different things, and the other different questions which can come is the institutions who fail to do the publicizing of the information, or honestly, if the institutions are not publishing publicly making it available, or if the institutions have any unethical practices, so such institutions will be automatically debarred from participation in the future ranking exercise for a period of 2 years. Okay, so I think I have explained all the three different criterias, and now the question comes, why is this ranking important? So the ranking is important because it allows the students to choose top rated institutions based on the credible ranking, and it gives a specific or fair idea to them about the institution. And moreover, it allows the institution to share their own achievement with the public. So that is how the institution grows, right? So when the institution is able to share their own achievement with the public, then only we can say that it will allow the institution to grow. And it actually promotes, even there is healthy competition, right? There is competition between the institutions, but it should be taken as a healthy competition among the institutions, and it will help to raise the standards of higher education in the country. So one thing what we need to remember is the ranking agency will extract the relevant data from the online portal, compute various matrices, and then it rank the institutions. So this process usually will be completed and rankings published before the commencement of the academic session. And the applicant institutions are usually they are supposed to carefully maintain data which is pertaining to their faculty, which is pertaining to their students, their placement, infrastructure, and what else? The expenditure on library, laboratory, equipments, operations. So this particular culture is very important for institutions themselves, since analysis of this data provides a big picture of the trends and the patterns that can be used for evaluating and streamlining the processes, creating any creating the efficiencies and improving overall student experience. And as I had told before, in the first TLR, the assessment will be based on the ratio of number of regular faculty members in the institute. Most of the things we have seen, many of the places we are taking the F as one of the parameter, right? So that will be based on the ratio of the number of regular faculty members in the institute. And the first definitely will be the total sanctioned or approved intake for the UG and PG programs. So I think I have covered almost everything whichever was asked me to. Okay, so the NIRF team has made extensive use of this triangulation methods for detecting any aberrations or contradictions and inconsistencies, which affects the corrections in consultation with the concerned institutions. So what I should say is the persistence emphasis on accuracy on data on the part of NIRF, it has yielded positive results with a change in tendency of institutions to present inflated numbers. So we should not be giving any inflated numbers, right? So with continuing the improvement in reliability of the data from institutions, it is actually it would be possible for the NIRF team to concentrate on refining the existing ranking parameters and metrics and pursuit of additional parameters that can be deployed for ranking of institutions. And even besides sourcing data on various parameters from applicant institutions, third-party sources of data also have been used. Right. So when whichever places it is possible, the third-party data which I have mentioned in the second category, that is the Scopus, the Elsevier Science, and the Web of Science, that is the Clarivate Analytics. Those are the third-party sources, and these are used for retrieving data on publications, citations, and highly cited papers. And Derwent innovation was used for retrieving data on patents. And data retrieved from suppose such sources are shared with the institutions for transparency, with a provision to give their inputs if in case they are not agreeing to the data retrieved from the third party resources. So the institutions can give an explanation also if the NIRF ranking team, whatever they are collecting the data from the third party, if it is not agreeable to the institutions, they can give the explanations also. So that is possible. So I think with all this, I will just stop my presentation here. If any doubt, I can share it again and you may ask me.
Thank you, ma'am. Participants, you can post your queries in the chat box. Ma'am is ready to answer your queries. Ma'am, we have a person, participant Sachin. He has asked, what is that prescribed format? If possible, please give some examples.
Prescribed format is there for okay, so actually I'm not supposed to show my college data because we are supposed to, okay, let me just check. um okay, so here if you go to the nirfindia.org, you will be getting the format of this manual. It is available with the okay, I will just post the link over here. So from this link, you will be you can get all the data which you are supposed to provide to the NIRF, right? And NIRF prescribed format. One document I'll just show you the documents. Okay. So for that is available in nirfindia.org. Again, I'm just posting the link over here. Okay, so nirfindia.org documents. Here you can get it. And For suppose you want to take it for engineering. Just a second. Okay, so are you able to get into this site? Whoever has asked out. Currently, this will be open every year. This will the NIRF participation will be open, and you need to register usually before 29th of September, like, something. That the one particular time is there. Usually before July, I think. So that then the parameters as well as the you can just go through. Can you please go through it? Is it possible for you to go through it? The document, my college document, I'm actually not supposed to show here. That's why I'm not showing it here. Because we will be participating now in the ranking. Okay, let me just check the advertisement, how it is going to be published. Okay, this is previous one advertisement. I will show you here again. The NIRF site. This advertisement will come if you are ready to participate. You can participate like that. The notification, you need to go to this particular NIRF India website and check for the notifications where it will be advertising about how to participate. So just go, and contact number is there. So, and okay, what was your doubt? Somebody else was asking if you don't have WS or scope database purchased by an institution. No, no, you are not having it. Why do you, if you don't have, no, 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 you are not having the database. The data, this particular database publicly available. Why you should have purchased database? You don't have to purchase the database. Each and every one of you can check your, each and every faculty, as a faculty also, you can check the Scopus database. You can check the Web of Science database. Are you not aware of it? Okay. So that is what, from that database is available to you. Your paper where it is present, your citation, you will be registering, and your data you have to provide to the coordinator, whoever is handling the NIRF ranking in your institution. That coordinator will be giving the complete data to the NIRF. Those, so that means you will be having the DOI, you will be having the ISBN number. This can be verified publicly. It can be verified whether you are, whatever you are claiming to be your paper, which is you, and you are saying that this is cited by these many number of people.